Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another one of our Facebook Live sessions with our family of services. My name is Ernesto Olivo. I'm the social media and art and community activity coordinator, and today I have Jimmy Trin here from the Harvey Najim Hope Center, one of our family of services. And today we're going to have a little conversation about the different services that we provide in the community through the Harvey Najim Hope Center. But before we get into the conversation, I want to, as usual, talk about a couple of things. First of all, thank you all of you out there who are continuously supporting us and the work that we're doing in the community through our family of services and our different programs and our family strengthening programs. And also bringing up the two that this month of May, we happen to have Foster Care Awareness Month, which we've been doing our Facebook Live sessions on Wednesdays with Leisha Nolan, who is our foster care recruiter. So join us at noon tomorrow for lunch with Leisha as we have another really great topic. And again, raising awareness. And for those of you out there are so many different ways that you can raise awareness about foster care. More than ever, we are in dire need of foster care families. So if you want to contact us, you can reach out to us through our Facebook page, not only our Facebook page, but also on our website, childrensshelter.org, and go to the foster care, and it will directly put you in contact with Delisha Nolan, who is again our foster care recruiter, who will be here tomorrow at 12 noon. And it's also Mental Health Awareness Month, and is the reason why we are having conversations with our Hope Center here. And again, it's good to see you, Mr. Jimmy. And so we will be doing this again on Friday. We will have another guest from the Hope Center talking a little bit more. We've already had a conversation with Rosemary Coates, who's just an amazing and wonderful person with lots of knowledge and great information that she gave us. And so there's ways that you can do your part out there. You can, again, through your social media platforms, share articles, resources on mental health or this whole month and just continuously, right? That's a way that you can participate by just not supporting us here at the Children's Shelter, but a lot of the folks who are doing work in the community when it comes to mental health and, again, foster care awareness. So thank you again, everybody out there, for doing your part, and again, for continuously supporting the work that we do. And so we'll go ahead and get started. So today, like I mentioned earlier, I have Jimmy Trin. He is one of the staff members here at the Harvey Najim Hope Center. And it's good to have you, sir. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah. So let's just, do you want to just give us a kind of a little rundown in general about what the Hope Center is?
Yes. So I'll jump in from the beginning, and I'll start with, introducing myself a little bit. My name is Jimmy. I am the Hope Center social work supervisor here. I manage the team of family support specialists here at the Hope Center. And at the Hope Center, what we do is we provide therapy to children and adults who have experienced trauma, whether it be as a child, as an adult, if it's something that has affected their daily life, something that gives them a bit of issue or makes it difficult for them to function through daily life, we can help them work through those issues like that, whether it be past or present. And we are available to the community to provide those services for the most part, as long as really, if they have been impacted by trauma, we could serve those families. Of course, it goes into more details on what individuals we could serve. If it's private insurances, we're trying to expand more to different private insurances. We do accept Medicaid, but for the most part, we can cover a lot of different individuals to make sure that all of our services are provided at no charge to the individual. So that's really nice to the family, because we don't bill both for the therapy side or the family support side. And when individual signs up for services, they do get assigned a therapist, but they also get assigned a family support worker to help with that wraparound service to make sure that they get the help they need, not just inside of therapy, but outside of it as well.
Oh, good. Well, thanks for that general information. And so I guess I could just going off of what you just finished saying. So then, not just the therapy itself, but you said that it continues outside
Yeah.
of their community, into the community, with their homes, or how does it, tell me a little bit more?
Yes, definitely. So it does expand outside of the Hope Center office. We do home visits as a family support worker. We check in with families. How are they doing in their home environment? What's going on? Are there triggers there? Are there things that need to be addressed? Things that need to be adjusted? Maybe sometimes it helps to get an outside opinion on what's going on, a neutral opinion, not somebody who may have a vested interest, but somebody who wants to give you some proper feedback. We're able to work with families in that way. If it's for themselves, or sometimes when kids come to therapy, we're able to help the caregivers address issues or behaviors that come up directly in that home environment rather than in a controlled setting, but doing things
Mm,
with tools and means they have at their disposal at home. We also are able to meet families out in the community. I've had some families where meeting at home might not always be a good fit, so we meet at alternate locations. Be it,
mm,
it could be, so long as we have a sense of privacy, of course, to maintain that confidentiality. But of course, we could go out for walks and talk. That could be very therapeutic too. Going out, sitting at a bench, somewhere where we're able to maintain that. Or sometimes they just need someone to support them. Like I said, going out for a walk, it might not be a session where we talk and pour our soul out, but it could be where we just need someone to walk with us to help us get outside. And that's what we're there for, to help provide that support to take that first step. One of the biggest things we push to our clients is that the Hope Center, we're not here forever. So we want to give our families, our clients, the individuals, the skills they need in order to maintain what they've learned and be able to carry it with them the rest of their life so they could maintain that progress. Because we're not here for the rest of their life. We're here for pretty much as long as they're in therapy. What was good about with family support, we could follow up with families after they get discharged. We call it aftercare. So it's provided 1 year post discharge, just a follow up, check in, see how are things going. We understand that sometimes things might not work out too well afterwards, and they need to come in for a booster session, and we could actually help set that up as well. So we want to make sure that the families are all taken care of regardless of what's going on, and they
that's
have the opportunity to come back when they need to.
that's great. So, is there an age limit or demographic that you guys work with?
Yeah.
What?
So as far as the age range, we take both kids and adults. Kids as young as 2 to 3 ish. It sort of depends. The biggest thing is that they need to be verbal, understanding what is being said to them and being able to communicate effectively. So that would be like the base, and pretty much go as much as someone wants therapy, as old as they want. There is no ceiling as long
Yeah,
as somebody is willing and wanting to work towards change.
because a lot of times these could be, aunts and uncles, right? Maybe, or even grandparents who are, taking care of the children, and they can come in as well as part of
Yeah.
as part of
Yeah,
being.
they could
That's really great.
yeah, be able to provide that support through that family support services. If they do not qualify for therapy at the Hope Center, we'll always be able to connect them to resources that do. Because, of course, with the Hope Center, we serve individuals who have experienced trauma. That's like our specialty. And of course, a lot of, how do you say, neighboring concerns too. So things that similar that come
Mhm.
up, we want to make sure we address those. And of course, if a family doesn't qualify, we'll always connect them to resources that do fit within their needs, but we will still provide the support that they need as a Hope Center, both the therapist and the family support worker.
And how long has the Hope Center been providing these services to the community?
Oh gosh, that's a great question. I think it's going around 4 to 5 years now, if I remember correctly. I'm
Yeah,
not checking the exact
I
time,
think there
but
was an anniversary not that long ago.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to say probably 5 years if that was a recent anniversary, and that's really great.
Yeah.
And so, what about you yourself? Uh, how or what role do you play doing these services in the community, and what does that mean to you in doing this type of work?
Yes, for me, my work at the Hope Center, so it's multi-pronged, I guess. Because as a supervisor, of course, I have to maintain my team, making sure that they're up to par with where they need to be, so that of course they get their work done, but also that they get the support they need to support their families. I also do community outreaches too to make sure that the community is aware of what we're doing, trying to expand and let people know that we're here to help. We are a resource for our families here, not just in San Antonio, but also the surrounding area. So we're available to them as well in providing those services. So outreach is a big factor. And of course, I also maintain a small caseload myself to make sure that my families, because I still have my own families that I take care, my client families I take care of to make sure that they get the help they need. And the support, information, resource, whatever, be able to connect them to those resources.
That's great. And so, what would you say, or like some words of to share with the community? Because I mean, I see more in the last few years that that mental health awareness has kind of like shed its light and come out a little bit more. But I know that there's still a lot of stigma behind it. And I know a lot of it comes with with I don't want to talk about it. Let's keep it quiet about it. And it comes with and I understand I'm blessed. I have a counselor that I get to speak to, and it's really made a big difference in my life. And so, yeah, is there anything you'd like to share to folks out there who kind of maybe
Yeah.
hesitate or don't really know how to go about doing something like that?
Yeah, I think, and I agree, the hardest thing about therapy is making that first step to change. And it's always the hardest because you consider yourself, you consider the people around you. And like you said, that stigma, that mental health stigma, which unfortunately is a barrier to services that is hard to overcome because it could be a culture thing, it could be a historical thing, it could be um, anything that gets in the way, and it makes it difficult to get to services, to get to therapy, to make that first step. So overcoming that first step is going to be huge, and that's going to be down to individual as well as their support network being able to talk to somebody, and maybe they can provide the encouragement, the support that's like, hey, I got your back. But also understanding within yourself is like, I also want to change regardless of what people think. It's what I need to make myself to be a better person. So making that first step, it falls on a lot of people, falls on myself too, to make sure make that outreach so that people are aware that I'm here, down to the support networks of the clients that we provide supports to our friends. So for me, myself, talking to a friend is like, hey, if you want therapy, I'm here for you, not to provide therapy, but here in case that I support what you're doing and I encourage it. And then down to the individual to
Mm.
where, hey, I'm ready for that first step. Let's just do it. So that's one of the biggest difficulties when we want to try to help families feel comfortable with it. I'm sorry, I think I went off on a tangent.
Oh, that's great. And it's great because it's, like I said, I mean, you're the one doing the work and you're the one who gets to experience these families who, for a really long time, maybe have never had the access to, to services like this again, or it's a first time, after many years, finally deciding or getting to a place um, to be able just to get up and go out and find these services, like you mentioned, because of the stigma or like the lack of resources, or when we had Rosemary on here, she talked about like the intergenerational aspect of things too. So I think at some point part of it is trying to stop the cycle, right? And that's really ultimately in anything is when you want change and growth, and you finally take that first step. It is about breaking a cycle and I think that's part of the destigmatization. I don't even know if that's the right term for it, but of mental health. And again, because this month there's a lot of awareness, and maybe being the social media coordinator, I spend a lot of time online and doing research and on all the different platforms. And it's really good to see not just common folk, but whether they're organizations or even I hate to say, like celebrities or basketball teams, and raising awareness to this issue, because I think the more and more, just like anything else, and there's nothing new to you, I'm sure, but the more we talk about things, the more it's out in the open, and the less it becomes, again, a stigma of some sort to some
Right.
people. So it's really good that I like seeing this a lot more, and into that. And social media has been a good platform for a lot of people. I do see, even celebrities like who have, their own, self-help videos, or like, are really willing to like help up, especially if people of color more than ever are stepping up to provide those services and to destigmatize the idea of mental health in their communities.
Yeah. And we definitely want to be able to break out of that cycle, because once we break out of that cycle, we could move forward, not just as an individual, but as a community.
Yeah.
And that's going to be huge as far as like growth is concerned. So I definitely agree. It's tough, but it's doable. It's just that
Yeah.
first step. Once you make it past that first step, everything there, it gets easier.
Yeah. Good. So if we wanted to reach out to you, to the Hope Center, or if people wanted to reach out to you, I'm reaching out to you now. If our community members or anybody wanted more information, how could we um, get a hold of you guys, or inquire on
Definitely.
the services?
If people were interested in services with the Hope Center, they can, of course, contact the Children's Shelter, and they'll be able to connect them to the Hope Center. Of course, you call us directly. I believe there's also a form on our website. And I can't recall the email off the top of my head. I don't want to give the wrong one, but I think we'll have to check later.
So you can call 210-212-2500, and that's our children's shelter phone number, and they will make sure that we get you to the Hope Center staff if anybody has any questions, ideas. Well, thank you, Jimmy, for spending a little bit of your morning with us and sharing the information about the services that the Harvey E. Najim Hope Center provides, again, as part of our family of services here at the Children's Shelter. And thank you for all the work that you do in the community. Thanks for helping all the kids that you have, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate you very much. And folks out there, again, if you know anybody who's interested, or you have any, you just want to inquire about our services, again, give us a call. And again, there's so many ways that you can make a difference out there. Again, whether it's through your social media platforms, whether it's through community gatherings, or just even at work, or through your organizations, again, to keep raising awareness about mental health, and that there is always help out there, and that this help will really destigmatize the idea, again, of mental health, and the importance it is to us as people, and especially in this day and age, as we navigate through so many things going on, in not just around us, but in the world around us. So it's more than ever, it's a very needed thing. But thank you again, Jimmy. I appreciate you, and thanks for sharing your knowledge and your wisdom, and again, for the service you do for the community. Any last closing words or statements that you'd like to?
Yeah, if anybody is needing therapy services, if they have experienced trauma, want to be able to talk to somebody about, please give us a call here at the Hope Center. I want to say off the top of my head, the number to the Hope Center is 210-503-4500. I'll have to double check that, but I think that is correct. I'm looking to the numbers on the side.
That's okay. That's quite okay.
If not, call the Children's Shelter line. They'll be able to connect you to us.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you as well, Ernesto. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course.